Hello guys, welcome to today's video. Today we'll see how to draw a scene, focusing on composition. When you first want to draw a scene, the first thing you want to do is just try to roughly figure out where your horizon line is going to be. A general rule of thumb to make it look cinematic is usually to have the horizon line just below the middle of the screen. So I'm going to place it right about here. So I'm guessing this will be my horizon line. So once you have your horizon line set, the next thing you want to do is just roughly in your mind try and figure out where the camera is going to be in your scene. So for what I'm drawing today is a scene from Mandalorian. Since today is May 4th, also known as Star Wars Day, I want to draw a scene from last year's Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian. So in this scene, the camera is going to be right about here. So what I'm going to do is just try and figure out the perspective of the scene. So usually what I like to do is from this point of where my camera is going to be, I usually like to draw a perspective line from it. A perspective line is just a reference point from which the angles of your scene are going to be. So if you decide this is going to be a horizon line and this is where your camera is going to be, just have a dot and have about 10 or 20 dots right about here, the bottom of your screen. So from there, just connect those lines from the horizon line very roughly so that you just have an idea of how the scene is going to be. From there, just try and understand the perspective grid that you're drawing here should be imaginary. Just to have your mind trained to this particular scene. For this scene, I'm going to be drawing four main things: Baby Yoda in his pod, Mandalorian on a blurrg, and Mandalorian ship in a far distance. So once you have these set, the main characters in my scene are going to be obviously the Baby Yoda and Mandalorian, and the supporting elements is going to be the scene, the setting where they are in. In this case, it's a deserted scene near a cliff. That's how the setting of the Mandalorian is. It's kind of a Western galactic theme. So the supporting element of the scene is going to be Mandalorian ship. So where I'd like to place these elements are, for creating a scene, I always like to follow the 2/3 rule. That is, you take your screen and you split it into three and put your main focus characters on the first third of the screen, which is right about here, or the second third of the screen. So for this artwork, I'm going to be placing my main characters in the first third of the scene, so which would be right about here. From here, just roughly start drawing the scene. So the first one I'm going to be doing is obviously Baby Yoda. So he's right about here. Because I want to show this scene as he's on the protective side of Mandalorian. So I'm going to be drawing right about here. Let's draw the eyes of Baby Yoda. Has big ears. I'll be giving the details pretty later. So for now, it's just going to be the rough outlines of it so that we have a pretty decent looking scene. So we have the outline of Baby Yoda. So the next one is to draw the main character, which is Mandalorian on a blurrg. For those who don't know, blurrg is he's a creature in the Mandalorian series, and you'll see how he looks once I'm done drawing. I must say he's a pretty weird looking creature. So this is basically just the outline of blurrg. I don't know if you can see, but he's trying to make a run for it. And on top is going to be our hero of the scene. And now, just to show this is a scene from Mandalorian, I'm going to draw his ship. So this ship is way in the back on the cliff. Just give some details for the rocks. And to show a bit of foreground, I'm going to lift this ground slightly up. So by adding this foreground, it gives just a bit of a sense of depth to the scene, so that we understand this is all the way in the back and this scene is in front of the camera. To strengthen the scene a bit more, usually it's shown using colors, where the colors bring the focus of your eye to the main characters. But in this drawing, we show the main focus of the character by thickening the outlines and giving a bit more details to the main characters of the scene, which are the Mandalorian, the blurrg, and the Baby Yoda. Oops, I forgot the tail. I think I'm just gonna free ball. Small details like this kind of exaggerates the expression of the character you're drawing. I want the focus to be on the character, so I don't want to add any details in the background, so I'm going to color it fully black so that you can see Baby Yoda just pops up and you can see him pretty clearly. Since there's a metal casing, let's give some shine highlights. The reason I'm giving so many lines for the blurrg is because he's all wrinkly and he's a creature, so we don't want to have him all smooth and clean. So doing this gives him a menacing quality to him. The more lines, the more detail, the more wrinkles, the more scary he is. So we want this character to be looking scary, so it's exactly what we're going to do. So I think I'm quite happy with Baby Yoda and our blurrg character. So next up, let's finish the Mandalorian, the title character. So he has a lot of armor in his body, so most of it's going to be shiny elements, so a lot of metal shading on his suit. Since this is the foreground, let's add some detail on the foreground. Some shadows for Baby Yoda's pod. Some shadow for the blurrg. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. This looks like a pretty good scene. So from here, I think we can take it to digital and color it. So for digital painting, it's my usual digital painting process. If you want to know my process of how I proceed with my digital painting, I've already done a video about it before. If you'd like to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below, also up above. And once we are done with this, there we have it. We have our finished scene. I'll be posting a cropped image of this artwork in my Instagram. If you'd like to check it out, I'll leave it a link in the description below. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.